Hi-ho, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And it's time to put on makeup. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight. And tonight we are talking about episode, oh gosh, what is it, 6?
I think, wait, is it 5 or 6?
I think it's 5, actually. We should look this up. Episode 5 of ABC's modern meta take on the Muppets, entitled Walk the Swine! Reese Witherspoon!
So, Tiki, why don't we get things started?
On the most sensational,
celebrational,
Muppetational, this is what we call
the Muppet,
Show Again. All right, yeah, let's just move on. How you doing, BlueDragonFive?
Okay.
Okay. You good? Oh, good. Oh, good.
Oh,
all
good.
Right. Oh dear, oh dear. So, BlueDragonFive, we took a week off from the Muppets, much to our surprise.
Not by choice.
That one coming. No. But we're back. So, kind of broad strokes. What'd you think of this week?
Wasn't crazy about it.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Seriously, this might actually be. Actually, this is probably to me the worst one so far.
Oh. Okay. I'm kind of with you. Like, I'm a little split. I like some of the jokes, but yeah. I mean,
Groban had funnier gags. This one had a few laughs, and I think it's the middle structure is completely off on this one. That's the problem. We'll get into
I don't know. We'll talk through it, but I don't think it's as bad as the Groban one. I don't think so.
I don't know.
There's some moments. There's some moments in here that I think are really good. So
no. This episode has some great gags, but I don't think it's enough to save it by any stretch.
Well, this is going to be an interesting conversation because I don't really think it's as bad as you do. So let's get into it. What do we see?
Okay, so we got Kermit. He's driving to the lot, really funny, and it's just he's all nervous about Reese.
I love how this is a running thing on the show.
Yeah, so Reese Witherspoon, she's going to be on tonight, and it's. Kermit's just his nerves are shot, and this is a great opening little gag here. He says,
"Well, nerves are good. They keep you sharp."
My cousin Albert.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go.
My cousin Albert teased me about it. Then a hawk carried him off, simultaneously proved my point and ruined our camping trip.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think the opening and closing this episode are really good. So that's one of it right there. That opening I think is hilarious. It's Kermit driving a little hawk story.
I like this idea too. I just like the whole visual gag of just the coffee, like the Java stop outside of the Muppet studio and the big line for coffee. I think this is kind of one of the funniest gags of the episode.
I love the mundanity. So the coffee truck gag's pretty funny.
To me, it's like one step closer to our sick fantasy of a Swedish chef movie.
Well, he wasn't the one making the coffee though.
No, but I'm just saying it's kind of like the same sort of genre. It's like portable coffee.
Oh, yeah, that's Swedish.
Portable. Chef. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Swedish Chef. Jon Favreau's Swedish Chef.
Seriously, folks, you haven't checked out that movie. Check it out. It's a good movie.
I need to. It's on my watch.
I can vouch for it. It's a really if I ever put some good oomph into it, it's a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. So they're at the coffee truck. Basically, Miss Piggy got Kermit surprised by this. Obviously, he's getting the information that this coffee truck was purchased for the crew, and it's parked particularly in Reese Witherspoon's parking spot.
Yeah, very, very convenient.
As Bobo explains after Floyd's little drone paranoia bit. He's paranoid about
here's a coffee for John Q. Public.
Why didn't you
just go with Floyd? Never use your real name, man. They got drones tracking you.
And then, as Bobo, I love Bobo here as always. Bobo and Uncle Deadly probably the best additions to the Muppet family. In
recent years, yes.
That's what I mean. Unfortunately, that's what I'm saying. Unfortunately, just about to say. Unfortunately, still no Walter.
Yeah. There's been some theories about Walter floating around that I think are kind of interesting, but we'll see.
It might be like the Ron Howard. He's going off to direct. That's That'd be hilarious if he was like just kind of the Ron Howard of the Muppets.
That would be hilarious. That would be actually kind of awesome.
Anyway, so Bobo then explains, as he told this, as he's on the screen, as he tried, asking Miss Piggy, well, what about, it's a long way to park. Go to the parking structure for Reese Witherspoon. Anyways, and then she said, la la la, I can't hear you. It was Love Bobo giving the straight deliveries.
La la la, I can't hear you.
Now we have Rizzo here. Now Rizzo's my big problem spot of the episode here, unfortunately.
I thought it was a good gag. That just speaks to the difference between our senses of humor, I guess.
Yeah, no. Look, he points to Rizzo right now. He's very impatient. He's in the parking lot here. He's like beeping the horn again. Just they're all getting coffee. It's obviously he's not going anywhere. But anyway, so Rizzo's impatiently beeping his horn. Meanwhile, Uncle Deadly is a little hilarious. But I love how trendy Uncle Deadly is. He has like a different costume this time around.
Uncle Deadly is amazing this episode. He is just the perfect Muppet. Like, if he was in it all the time, I think he'd kind of get old. But he's in it the perfect amount where he has just these great moments.
Yes. So Uncle Deadly, he's getting getting his order now. Uncle Deadly places an order for some sort of coffee that's leisurely drenched with 1 pump of caramel. Leisurely drizzled. So he wants it leisurely drizzled.
It's a mocha frappe with extra whip.
Now remember, folks, it's just 1 pump of caramel. He wants it. It's so precise. Anyway, so I believe Deadly. I think it's Deadly that informs Kermit about the reason for the Reese Witherspoon debacle here. So he informs Kermit that about the whole Walk the Line movie Oscar and why she's basically it's the Walk the Line Oscar grudge this time around. So wait, I thought the grudge was with Natalie Portman for the Black Swan thing. Basically, Miss Piggy getting passed to her for another role again, kind of like a Hungry Games.
Great delivery.
Kind of like a
great delivery by Deadly.
Won't say, but it's kind of like the whole Miss Piggy Hungry Games runner.
Oh yeah. Oh please! Oh please! Can I be in the Hunger Games? I'm hungry.
So she really bombs auditions left and right. I guess that's the idea here. So again, so you didn't get the role in this one or Black Swan. So so after the whole, I thought Natalie Portman the Black Swan thing. Well, that was a decoy grudge. It's a slow your pump, my boy. Slow your pump. I'm sorry, is anything more?
It's always been Witherspoon. Always.
Yeah, that's the great line there. I know, yeah, Uncle Daddy has a lot of great lines. It's kind of hard. He has slow pumps pretty funny to me. I don't know.
Slow it is. Slow your pump, boy.
It's Witherspoon. It's always been Witherspoon. Okay, anyway, so then Scooter's driving a lot, and we see in the midst of the line in the parking lot, Scooter has gotten his new car, his brand new car, hit by Rizzo.
Oh boy! Hold on.
Obviously Scooter is upset by this. So you ran into me. My airbag went off. I love how here's what I'm saying. I love how upset Scooter is, and I love the mundanity of okay, well they hit each other's car in the park.
That's what I'm saying. Rizzo is obviously the asshole in the situation. I understand that, but I think this leads to the show's continuing death of Scooter, which I feel has been one of the show's better kind of like running things.
Well, the thing is, I like it here, and I wish it could have just kind of basically, I like the opening and the idea of this guy. They hit each other in the parking lot, the mundane stuff that follows that. Unfortunately, the stuff that follows is not entertaining to me, and that's a problem.
Okay, I hear you.
Anyway, so after this little debacle, my airbag went off. Saying, look, I got well, you sir.
It looks like a lemon, my friend.
Yep. Oh, and now I think of it, my neck's starting to hurt. So, I mean, right now, the bag's like Rizzo. This is like the advantageous Rizzo we all know of. Like, he's trying to get an advantage out of the situation. That makes sense in that moment.
By the way, have you seen Animat's impression of Rizzo?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's very impressive.
He has a Rizzo impression?
Yeah, watch his vlog for this episode. He nails it. He nails it like I nailed Miss Piggy.
Well, you may not want to say that one out of context, Tiki. So, moving on.
Thanks. That's great.
Just adding to the nightmare fuel. Meanwhile, so Kermit
Nightmare fuel. Oh yeah.
So Kermit apologizes to Reese Witherspoon, which is nice. And again, I love these moments of Kermit interacting with our special guests and just like apologizing on behalf of Miss Piggy shenanigans. And say, "Oh yeah, don't worry. I gave my. It's nice to see Reese Witherspoon here. You know, she's a big name.
She is. Yeah.
And she's good. You know, don't buy into some. Some people are harsh on Reese Witherspoon. I think kind of they played on that a little bit. This episode, her whole. It's so long ago. I don't even know if it's a big thing anymore. Marry her like a little traffic stop.
I don't even remember that. No.
Basically, she was stopped by a cop and she was arrested because she couldn't keep her cool. And
oh dear.
It was not a pretty scene. I think they kind of play on this towards the end of this episode. That whole thing. You know. Hello. And Miss Piggy's grudge comes back, and it bites us for a moment. Anywho, let's move on. So again, I love the idea of Kermit the Frog just kind of being the mediator between guests and Miss Piggy, just kind of going through the pre-interview type stuff.
Okay.
So anyway, so she says, "Oh, I gave my keys to the valet. It's fine."
I like how I'm not Tiki on this podcast anymore. I'm just Miss Piggy.
Miss Tiki.
Oh, I'm Miss Tiki. In the tiki room, in the tiki room.
All right. No.
Oh my god, that hurt my vocal cords.
Yeah, that's why I tried to stop it. Okay, so you mentioned she left her keys at the valet, and obviously Kermit's concerned with this because Muppets don't have valet. So, I'm gonna get on that right away.
I'm definitely gonna look into that.
Yeah. And again, really nice little bit here. Kermit the Frog is like saying, "Well, listen, it'd be a great favor if you didn't bring up your Oscar." She's still mad about that. Well, I thought you got over it. She left me the whole thing of muffins. Oh, don't eat the muffins. Just don't eat the muffins. Hello. Oh god, it's like an in memoriam segment. He's just frozen there. It's off-putting. But he'll be back. He'll be back, folks. Don't worry. So, let's see. So, don't eat the muffins. He implores her not to eat the muffins anyway. So she goes on there, and Kermit tells a stagehand to wear gloves, find Reese Witherspoon's car, and wear gloves, and you're moving the muffins. You know, God knows what Miss Piggy put in those muffins. Egad. So let's see. So I was Kermit the Frog, and he's back.
Dude, I swear to God, this is like a curse. It's like my internet works fine all day. Whenever I decide to do a hangout, it's like, no, fuck you, Kiki. It's wonderful, isn't it?
Oh, it's sublime.
It's sublime, yes.
So anyway,
ain't got no Santeria, ain't got no crystal ball. All right.
Is that really the reference you wanted to make?
Get it? Because it's the band. It's the band Sublime. Yeah, okay.
Anyway, so as Kermit urges the stagehand to wear gloves as he retrieves the muffins, so Scooter contemplates legal action to Kermit. He says, "Not now, not now." Okay, so Piggy brings up the Oscar during the thing. Obviously, Reese Witherspoon very confident.
Oh my God! Yeah, she's just not going to let Reese Witherspoon have a chance at this. She's just like, it's a trap!
So this episode, to me, starting from this point on, probably is where I'm starting to get reminded of kind of the kind of cautionary points of this show, of like stuff they're kind of still, for me, not... So far, they've been doing a good job with the other episodes, kind of selling me on this, but again, Miss Piggy, in this scene, she's not really a good talk show host to me. It's kind of
do you think the point is that she is a good talk show host? I don't necessarily think that's the point of the show.
No, I think the point is that
the point of the show is that she's so self-entitled that she's a bad talk show host.
Let me rephrase that. Maybe not bad talk show. I mean, she's not entertaining in this scene though. She's just being very unpleasant to Reese Witherspoon. I'm not seeing the comedy here.
I hear you, and she is pretty unpleasant throughout.
That's what I mean. Like ordinarily, she's it's. Like Miss Piggy has personality. That's the reason people tune in the show. It's like why Becky's mother said she likes because she's an empowering figure and all that stuff. Like you want Miss Piggy to at least be entertaining, whether she's all well read and all that stuff. It's just that she has to be keep your attention there and keep you like invest in the show like you're still entertained while watching. I'm just not getting that. in the
You know, a problem is that it is kind of repetitive.
It's like she seems too incompetent to get this show, and why would it even be on the air at this point? Then again, networks are fickle many times.
Well, why would the Muppet Show be on the air, given all their problems? I'm just saying, it's kind of like...
To be fair, the Muppet Show...
Context.
Remember, the Muppet Show technically wasn't a TV show. Well, I mean,
True,
it was.
True.
That's the thing. It was a live performance we saw.
No, you're right. You're right. In canon, like in the Muppet universe, it was a vaudeville act.
Exactly. People bought tickets to see it too.
Touche.
You see what I mean? That's like moments like this, and the other thing, which does factor in a little bit to this episode, but this is just more so behind, like looking into the camera. Before it was like behind the camera, like how chaotic it is working on the show, and it takes me out of the illusion of like, well, the Muppets aren't having a good time. I mean, wouldn't they seek other employment opportunities?
So basically, like episode 4, which I do think is the best episode of the series thus far, was the only episode which basically showed the Muppets having fun and not being miserable. And then this episode is like the most miserable they ever are in the series so far.
Well, I mean, this, and again, mainly behind the cameras, like in episode 2 with Grobman, like seeing her at wit's end, crazy pants. That was, that was.
Oh dear! Oh dear!
That's what I'm saying. It's like feeding into that, but this is like just seeing it from the audience perspective this time around. Like, well, why are we watching this? It's like this is. It's not Miss Piggy acting like the lovable Miss Piggy. It's just Miss Piggy acting like I don't really care who I'm talking to at all, and I really. And it's like there's no conversation going on. You're just bringing up the Oscar right from the get-go.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So that's my first kind of speed bump this episode. That's why I want to harp on a little bit, but I'm done. So as the instant Piggy brings up the Oscar, Kermit panics.
And I do. This is the one. This is what saves the gag for me is Kermit's reaction to it.
No, Kermit's reactions are always good in these.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
Kermit the Frog's rarely been off for me this show so far.
There's been a couple moments where he's been a little harsh, but other than that, yeah.
Anyway, so then Reese Witherspoon brings up the Habitat for Humanity thing she's doing, which actually is a really nice cause, by the way.
It is. It is.
And Piggy, again, this is too silly for me. It's not like funny silly, and that's the problem. Is that Piggy's just trying to compete over Habitat for Humanity. Well, I'm doing that too. It's like so obvious. It's like I would prefer like a sarcastic, like a funny, like kind of mocking her through clever dialogue, Miss Piggy. We don't get any of that here.
Yeah, I hear you. And it almost seems like Reese is kind of like baiting her into it as well, in a way.
Yeah, I mean, Reese Witherspoon's just trying to go through with the interview. Remember, she wasn't bringing up the Oscar or anything. It's Piggy's just.
Well, no, but I mean, she's like, oh, really? Well, are you going to be at the same bill that I am? Well, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, no. Remember, Piggy kind of got her to that point, though. Like, Reese didn't just open up with, why don't you join me? It opened up, well, why we're doing this, and then Miss Piggy says, oh, I'm doing that too. And then, well, I think you do it a lot better than I.
I'm doing that too.
Anyway, as that goes on, then she mentions, she's like, oh, maybe we're at the same site. And it says, oh, yes, I think we are. It's like,
I wouldn't have it any other way, Reese.
Exactly.
Actually, one of my favorite running gags is that she never actually calls Reese Reese. She just is like always calling her Reese Witherspoon.
Well, remember, it's always been Witherspoon. Always.
Always.
Anyway, so basically, Miss Piggy is now on air publicly saying, what?
Say that again.
So Reese Witherspoon is.
No. It's always.
It's always been Reese Witherspoon. Always.
All right, I'm sorry.
Anyway, so basically, so Miss Piggy has agreed on there to be at the site tomorrow, which Kermit knows. Kermit knows this is a bad idea right off the bat. He's confronting Miss Piggy.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And well, basically, I remember there's this. Is this the bit where like Miss Piggy picks him up and like use him in front of the mirror?
Oh, let me see. No, Kermit says, well, I know my day's coming, so...
Oh, right, yeah, this is a great cutaway. It's a great little cutaway here. Kermit knows Miss Piggy's grudges.
Yeah, I say a little prayer whenever I start a car.
Yeah, that's a great gag. It's dark, but that one's kind of funny.
It is dark. It's
like Kermit knows his day's coming because he has a grudge against Miss Piggy, and Miss Piggy doesn't forget her grudges. And that's why, he's afraid of getting the Godfather treatment.
Oh God.
He's afraid of Apollonia!
I'm trying to think of.
Oh, maybe that's how they get rid of Denise.
Yeah, what's up with Denise, by the way?
Well, yeah, it'd be kind of hilarious if that'd be too dark.
Oh, how about he wakes up and Denise's head is in his bed?
Well, I was thinking more of like literally what Kermit just said here is that he's just going for a drive, and I guess the Swedish chef's running away or something, and then just there's this like, wait, Denise, Denise, a bit of bacon.
Oh God.
As the chef's running away, he's talking about bacon. That's the giveaway. It's like, oh no, hey, Denise, don't start the car. Like I said, dark, and they never get away with it. But it's a fear. So, and then with that fear, Tiki has abandoned me, and I'm a little sad about it. But I'm going to press on. Well, he'll be back. Is he back? No, he's not back. Phooey. All right, he'll be back in a minute. Okay, anyway, so folks, sorry about that. You back?
For the time being, I guess. Maybe.
Good. You little revolving door, let's move on. So Scooter and Rizzo have their bit here, and so Scooter looks like he's hyperventilating. Rizzo questions this, and he says, well, no, it's actually, this is kind of a sad, pathetic, yet funny bit from Scooter saying, oh, no, this is just the bag. I have a meatloaf sandwich in here. The smell reminds me of my mom.
Who's my best friend.
It's kind of nice, but kind of sad. It's like something
I
Norman
trust
Bates
you, Mark. You are my best friend.
Can you imagine Norman saying this to someone?
Oh, God. Mother, you're my best friend in the world. Out of all the girls in the world, Mother, you're the nicest.
And what would she say?
I don't know. What would she say?
No, and I'm saying, use the voice. Use the voice.
Oh, Normie! Oh, Normie!
So I love hearing.
Oh, you're so adorable, Normie! I can eat you up!
So I love it when he does that.
Let's go play together, Normie!
Okay. All right. So Rizzo wants to leave the insurance companies out of this because he wants to gain. Here's where the episode starts to lose me. Just Rizzo just swindling the crap out of Scooter here.
Yeah, he's a major asshole for sure.
Yeah, basically, I literally wrote in my notes, just Rizzo's a big a-hole this episode. It really is.
Yep.
And I shouldn't feel that.
I can't argue with you.
And I shouldn't feel that way about Rizzo. I know he's kind of like he'll get Gonzo to build a hot tub, but he won't do this sort of thing. He shouldn't do this sort of thing.
I mean, he was running a beach resort on Muppet Treasure Island. He's always been a swindler.
But that's not hurting anything, though. It's just like he's tacking on to the adventure. It's not even. He's not.
Yeah, you're right, because he basically is putting Scooter in danger here.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, he tells Scooter, he wants to leave. First of all, he's just manipulating from the get-go, saying, wants to avoid labels. Oh, yeah, I want to avoid labels since I was a kid, that sort of thing. So Rizzo gives him his cousin's body shop. Basically, ask for Frankie. Well, this card says Joey. Well, yeah, someone's trying to kill him, so just make sure you have both hands lifted up when you get there.
Yeah.
First of all, putting him in danger. So it gets worse from here, folks, with what Rizzo puts poor Scooter through here. And again, it really bugs me. That's my biggest gripe of the episode, how bad Rizzo is this episode.
Okay.
So then we had Uncle Deadly retrieving the Spanx from Piggy. She's trying to out Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, dear.
And like, brava to the Spanx. Brava, Spanx, you did a good job.
Hold on. Let's give a round of applause to the Spanx, shall we?
So
that was totally necessary.
What?
I said that was totally necessary.
Yeah, sure. So basically, I guess Uncle Dell informs me you're trying to. Well, no, Kermit accuses Piggy. You're just trying to show up Reese Witherspoon. And Peggy says she's trying to show up Reese Witherspoon in front of the press. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, no bones about it. She hates her stupid face.
Pretty much. And then she does a thing. I think it's kind of. How do you feel about this? She does this thing where she lifts Kermit up to the mirror and says, "I'm going to say it for you."
Honestly, the one thing I found funny about it was like, oh, it's kind of a meta gag. It's a Muppet puppeteering another Muppet in a way.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems a little mean-spirited to me. I don't know. I don't know why I think that. Just, you know, it's like a little like forceful. I don't know. You get a
Like
weird
I said,
vibe.
I didn't really find it that funny. I just found it kind of meta.
You're right. I mean,
I don't
there is some
know.
meta in there, and that is kind of amusing. I don't know. Just, you get like a weird vibe from that. I don't know why.
Yeah, yeah. I hear you. I hear you.
So you know, you don't want to see poor Kermit the Frog being used like that. And usually, if he's gonna be used by, it'd be kind of like from a human actor, be kind of funnier, you know.
Well, let us not forget the ice bucket challenge.
Well, that was
That was terrifying.
that was putting his life on the line for charity. That was a brave
Damn
thing that
straight.
frog did.
Damn straight. Damn
So let's see.
straight.
So we're at the Joke Warehouse, which is kind of like like the Comedy Club or the many other
The
comedy
comedy
clubs.
warehouse or something like that.
Yeah. So we're at the Joke Warehouse where Becky, who was returned, and we're happy for that, Becky.
And she is really amusing here, I think. I think she
Yeah.
does a good job.
Yeah, and I had issues with this story too.
Do you? Do you? Okay.
Yeah, I do. But I like that Becky came back. Though I like Becky. And I hope she still sticks around. Again, we're in a similar place this episode that leaves us off in the same part. We don't know if they're going to stick around or not.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's annoying.
Come on, don't do that. You brought her back. Anyway, so we see Becky, Gonzo, Pepe, and Rizzo are watching Fozzie. You perform. You're there. Another in memoriam. I hate it when he does this. All right. Anyway, so Fozzie's trying out some new material here, and well, no, Fozzie's giving the old material. Gonzo and the gang, they're saying, "Well, I thought he was going to try out some new material." And they're a little disappointed by that. Pepe's saying, "Oh, he's not even funny." And then Becky has this really great little barb to Pepe, so I thought was really hilarious. She says, "Well, you're one to talk. You look like you and your turtleneck and your gold chains. You look like you're trying to be in a Beastie Boys video." Says, "Hey, dress for a job you want to have, okay?" Very. Yeah, it's a funny gag. I like that one. Okay, anyway, so then we take a story that we've seen before, quite literally on SpongeBob. Look, egad, he's gone. Oh no.
I'm not gone. I'm literally trying to hold my fucking internet router in place so it stays, so we don't have to deal with this.
It occurred to me we've missed out on Invisible Man opportunities that just dawned on us.
I don't know. You know what I might try to do? I might try and get like some duct tape or something and literally just hold that damn router in place. But
right.
You know what? Do you want to just take them through some of it while I go and do just that, so we don't have this problem?
Well, you're gonna miss some of my ranting, but okay.
But what ranting?
I'm just saying I'm not crazy about the Fozzie story, but not much of a rant, I guess.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll be right back.
So basically, Fozzie, he's basically doing this brand of insult humor on the girlfriend or her sweating, and it's something we've seen directly from SpongeBob. It's just something that I just found to be very derivative. Now I'm not just saying like just because SpongeBob did it. It's like I'm saying it's a really hackneyed plot. It's very predictable. It's very obvious. It goes exactly the way you think it does, and it's even with the Fozzie Bear applied to it, it's still not that funny. There's one chuckle amongst this whole storyline. Here, just like basically, he's testing out some new material, which is insulting his girlfriend, his lovely girlfriend Becky, who seems like the nicest girl in the world. She really does. And why would he insult this poor girl, saying that she sweats up a storm, all this stuff ends with kind of a prop comedy gag where he has like the umbrella. It's kind of funny, but again, at the expense of this poor girl. It's like it's like how comedians will take barbs at their wives and girlfriends and stuff, and it happens in comedy, yes, and that's what they're trying to riff off of. But to me, it doesn't. Yeah, it's too cliche. It's been done before, and it's too predictable, and it just took me out of it. It's not that funny either. It's like it's too predictable to be funny almost. Anyway, so let's see. So Pepe does have a really hilarious line though. After Gonzo's a little confused here. Pepe makes this really funny reference. He says, he has a romance blog. Pepe has a romance blog, and Gonzo's confused about, wait, what do you mean? This is romantic? He says, yes, it's on my romance blog. But no, you don't read Pepe's romance blog. You play with your little trains. I love the idea that Gonzo just plays with trains in his off time. That, to me, was hilarious. And that's really, again, the only hearty laugh, in addition to one other little gag later on that really I found amusing with Fozzie's story here. It's very disappointing, unfortunately. Yeah, it pains me to say this, folks. I don't want to harp on it. I really don't. So.
Harp on her for what? Really quick.
It's a really predictable story. We've seen a million times, especially on SpongeBob. It's the whole insult the girl thing. And
oh my God, you're right. It is totally like SpongeBob.
it's the same. It's the squirrel jokes episode of SpongeBob.
And that, you know what? I really like that episode of SpongeBob, but that episode is much more developed than this gag is.
Yeah, I mean, again, here it's not a bad premise, but it's far too predictable. At this point, I think it's just played out the comedy in it. You know exactly where it's going. You know,
Yeah.
plus he's insulting this poor girl who's been nothing but nice to him. It's too stupid for Fozzie. You know, it's like too insensitive for Fozzie. I can't get on board with that.
I tell you, I hear.
Pepe had a hilarious gag though, the whole the romance blog and the fact that Gonzo plays with trains in his off time. I love that.
The romance blog is awesome, and by the way, Walt Disney also played with trains.
I know, pretty awesome. That's what I'm saying. That was the only thing I liked in the storyline, really. That and one other gag within this.
Okay. I do like Pepe generally.
I mean, yeah, again, Pepe was fine in this episode. That's the thing. Pepe was funny. You know, they apologize in advance for clapping. Oh, bravo! Yeah, they like.
Bravo! Very funny, very funny.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, so let's see. So then Piggy shows up in a limbo. So let's see. So after she has like a little talking head about something. Do you remember?
Mother Teresa. She compares herself to Mother Teresa of all things.
Yeah, a little
But
silly.
you know, Mother Teresa. You know, she dealt with lepers or hepatitis or something like that.
Yeah.
But she would tell you it's all about the entrance.
She does have kind of this funny entrance. I like the entrance to the scene, but everything that happens after this entrance just bombs.
It's pretty funny. She's just
It's like
like,
the whole,
you know,
hello,
she's
humanity.
Yeah, she's out in her sunroof, and she's just like, hello, humanity. And then,
I do like the surveyor gag.
yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
She walks up to what she thinks is a camera. It's actually the surveyor. You know, the guy like checking the foundation and the land and stuff, just seeing if everything's on level and everything. Anyway, she thinks it's cameras. I mean, that gag to me.
It says, I'm fabulous.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's up to this point, funny stuff. The rest of it just. Bombs.
It does. I agree.
She walks up to Reese Witherspoon. You know, she says, "Wait, you're wearing your suede stiletto work booties?" Which, okay, I'll admit that one's kind of funny too. Just the stiletto work booties.
And again, I do love the running gag of her just going like, "Oh, hey, Reese Witherspoon." Can't just call her Reese. It's got to go with the Witherspoon in there as well.
That's kind of funny. Just whenever you address the celebrity's full name, that's always kind of funny.
Right.
Not as funny as just all the Mr. Handsome Man. It's not as funny as that.
Oh, God.
Again, I gotta tell you, still thinking about it, I love that Gonzo moment. Just him saying, "Please, Mr. Hemsworth, I like this girl." I love him saying that. I don't know why. I'm sorry, a little off topic. Meanwhile, back to the episode. You there? Okay, anyway, moving on. So more unfunniness. Piggy tries to get the press there. She tries luring there by putting on a bad voice, and it's like trying to, it's intentionally a bad voice, just to secure the press, just kind of lure the press down there, saying, "Oh yeah, so Reese Witherspoon and Miss Piggy down there," and Reese Witherspoon's on to it, and in the background is looking at her. Miss Piggy's pretending to be building a porta potty, but she thinks it's a pool house. And again, it's like the same thing with Fozzie. Oddly enough, the same Muppeteer and all that stuff. But it's dumbing down the characters too much. It can't. It's
Yeah, I mean, you had a good point where you're saying, yeah, she's usually got that sarcastic sort of wit to her, and here she's just generally mean-spirited.
That's what I'm saying. It's either mean-spirited or more insultingly, especially with Fozzie, but even now with Miss Piggy, it's too dumb. It's like she's just not smart enough.
Sure.
Not clever enough. I mean, Fozzie, it's I don't know. Anyway, so the pool house gag, and then it's like I did like in the scenes the idea there's a guy in there in the midst of all this stuff going on.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That I thought was kind of funny.
Take this somewhere else, will ya?
And again, Piggy just doesn't doesn't register it. Just she doesn't recognize a porta potty. That's too dumb for me. I don't know. Anyway, so she says,
Do you
basically,
think it's not that she doesn't recognize the porta potty? It's just that she's like just trying to cover up the fact that she's not working. Because that's what I took it as.
I genuinely think she doesn't know what a porta. That's what this gag says to me. She doesn't know what a porta potty is.
Okay. I do like her calling Reese Witherspoon "Sweet Home Alabama."
Anyway, so basically, Reese Witherspoon saying, "Listen, Peggy, you can go home. No judgment. It'll be fine. You don't have to be here."
No, you listen to me. I grew up on a farm, and I milked cows and I milked fences. Don't you mean
built cows and milk fences? Anyway, so basically, I can outwork you in a blind eye, and then Reese Witherspoon says, "You're going down." I did like this confession, though. Like, it's again showing, Reese Witherspoon saying, I was in Wild. I did all my own walking in that movie. That was hilarious.
And I told you about the opening scene in that movie where she loses the toenail and then loses the shoe. It's brutal.
Well, that I forgot.
No, I told you about that in our year-end retrospective. I told you that story.
Right. You got to bear in mind, I went through 50 movies, so forgive me if I'm a little sketchy.
Yeah. No. Okay.
I don't know. We've seen some of those movies since then. A lot of them have been awesome, but Anyway. Hello, you there? Sorry about that. So, looking forward. Anyway, so basically, after Reese Witherspoon's kind of fun little confessional there, it's like saying, "I'm not free, Miss Piggy. I did all my walking in that movie," which, as Tiki says, was actually quite harrowing. I haven't seen it myself, but I'll take his word for it. He hasn't lied to me before. At least I don't think he has. Meanwhile, we get this really kind of funny gag. So again, there are sprinkles of comedy in this episode. We got this little funny gag with Gonzo, Rizzo, and Pepe in the writer's room. And again, I like these three kind of paired up as writers. Pretty funny. Basically, they're trying to craft a sketch or something. And so they're figuring, okay, Gonzo says, "Okay, I'll craft the ending." You tells Rizzo, you get the middle, and tells Pepe, you get the beginning, or some order of that variety. And then Rizzo asks the logical question: "Wait, how do I know when to stop?" I'm sorry, yeah, Rizzo has the beginning. That's what it is. Pepe's got middle, Rizzo's got beginning, and Rizzo asks, "Well, how do I know when to stop?" Gonzo says, "Oh, it's a good question." Fun little gag. And as Tiki works on rejoining us, Fozzie Bear walks in. So Fozzie's there, and he runs by him this whole little tea kettle bit of Becky. Her nose whistles like a tea kettle, and like a hot tea kettle blowing like that. And anyway, so they're saying, "Oh, come on, you should have seen her steaming like that." And then it kind of dawns on Pepe, "Oh, wait, there is truth to this. Oh, it's funny because it's true," that sort of stuff. Anyway. So, all this stuff really does write itself. The little steaming like a tea kettle. So, anyway, so Fozzie, again, the story we've seen a million times over. He points out, this is, well, if she's offended by it, that's the price of dating a comic. This stuff happens. She knows this. Come on, she can't really be offended by what I'm saying. Again, stuff you've heard a million times before. The character that's hoisted on their own petard type story. It's not impressive. So, Rizzo commends him on this, saying, "Well, you show her who wears the he stopped himself, the polka dotted scarf in the relationship."
Okay, I've restarted my computer. Hello?
Yeah?
Restarted my computer, and then if the issue keeps up, then I'm going to go and try and find another Ethernet cord.
Right.
So that's the best I can do, man. I don't know. I apologize profusely.
Right. Anyway, so
Okay.
Fozzie walks out of the room confident that he's in the right, and then there's this hilarious. This is probably the funniest gag of the episode, actually. So, Rizzo. I guess Rizzo says "dead bear walking," and then Pepe says, "Oh, I love champagne." And anyway, so there's a miscommunication here. Rizzo, almost like an Abbott Costello-like routine, which me, I love that. So that's why I love this gag.
It's great. Yeah.
Says, "Yeah, I like champagne too." No, not champagne, champagne.
Champagne.
Yes, I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
No, jump in.
No, not champagne.
Jump in.
Really funny. That was, to me, it was the funniest gag of the episode.
I agree.
Okay, anyway, so then we get Piggy versus Reese Witherspoon here.
They're having a saw off.
You know, then Piggy's like has a narration saying, "You know, people underestimate me because I'm a strong woman." Then we see the karate chop, which is actually again little homage to classic Piggy, which was nice for a moment, a little glimmer of hope. But again, dashed away all.
Speaking of hope being dashed away, take it.
Okay. So anyway, so then there's a need for I don't know what you're prompting me to, Tiki. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm prompting you to the Scooter and Rizzo gag.
Oh,
because it just keeps getting worse and worse.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, so yeah, so Scooter and Rizzo, yeah, it is getting worse, absolutely. So apparently Scooter was pulled over by the cop. A cop gave him a $500 ticket for the loaner that he was giving. That was one of Rizzo's selling points of that. Well, they even give you a loaner while you're waiting for your car.
Right.
And
there were bad plates and lots of secret compartments that he couldn't explain.
And this is kind of funny. We're saying, well, did they find anything in the secret compartments? Saying, no. But what are you worried about? So from this point forward in the gag, again, glimmer of hope, and then dashed away. Rizzo
I have a lawyer who's also a firework, who also runs a firework factory.
He's got an uncle who's a lawyer, his uncle Tommy, who's a lawyer, and he's also a fireworks technician. So again, Rizzo.
You know, he celebrates after winning a case.
So again, Rizzo, big whopping a-hole this episode.
Yeah, not gonna lie, not gonna deny that.
I mean, he's a proctologist, his dream job. This guy, this episode. So anyway, so Becky, again, predictable stuff. Becky's getting even with Fozzie, you know, like mocking some stuff Fozzie does. You know, when he gets out of a shower, he does.
Predictable comedy coming from the writers of The Big Bang Theory.
Okay, don't go that. Don't go that.
No, we'll go that far, my friend.
Again, it got better.
I know it got better, but.
And it wasn't that predictable. Seriously, at times it didn't get that predictable. It went against the thing a lot of the time.
All right, fair enough.
Anyway, so basically, Fozzie like getting out of the shower, doing like the dog shake, and he makes like a possessed ghost sound. And then Bobo has the second. This is probably the best line of the episode, actually. Yep. Fozzie asks, "Well, you're a bear, don't you do that too?" And then Bobo says, "I have an associate's degree. I use a towel."
That is pretty great.
That and the one other line are the best lines in the episode.
Jump in.
No, that's not. That's the funniest gag of the episode. I'm talking about the best line is that one, and there's one coming up I know you're gonna love.
Oh, okay.
So let's see. So Fozzie. She also mentioned that Fozzie cries at this True Colors song.
I thought this was kind of funny.
Yeah, no. This is the only other funny part of the Fozzie story for me. So like the whole he cries during his like we all been there.
I love Sweet. He's just like, "Are you crying?"
No. Like, who's sweating now?
Are we setting your world on fire?
And then Becky has a little line, "Who's sweating now?" And again, it's predictable. Come on.
But I do really like this whole confessional and this.
That's what I'm saying. This is what makes the only other laugh within this Fozzie story right here. So let's see. So then Zoot is mocking him by playing the song on saxophone.
That's not funny, Zoot.
After Fozzie said, "Well, we came to the mutual decision to keep each other's private lives personal."
Oh, the song is hauntingly beautiful on the sax.
I love the hauntingly beautiful on the sax line. Really funny.
And it is. Zoot is tearing it up.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so then we got Reese Witherspoon and Piggy at the site, and then basically Reese Witherspoon saying, "Okay, look, I give up. You won that construction." Well, can you say that again? But just saying you won. He was like, saying you won. So I get it for my ringtone, and then Reese Witherspoon. She has a good kind of. She's holding her ground. She's Reese Witherspoon after all. She says, "Oh, I'm sorry. Well, why don't you make your ringtone the sound of clapping at the Oscars? I got it for my movie at the Oscars."
Oh, boom.
Yeah, which, Miss Piggy, she deserves that, because she's being, again, probably the second most reprehensible character in this episode.
It's crazy that she's only the second most reprehensible.
Seriously, our three characters...
When you think about it.
I'm serious, there are three characters this episode is just kind of taking it down. It's Rizzo, Piggy, and then Fozzie. Those three guys are taking this episode down. That should never be the case.
Yeah, no, okay. You're kind of winning me over to my side, to your side a little bit here.
Yeah. Anyway, so then it kind of devolves into like Rizzo this one grabs Piggy's cell phone. They get into a little struggle, and they knock a wall down.
Yep.
In front of the press.
Am I the only one who felt that earthquake?
And then this is kind of funny, but again, mean spirit, but kind of funny. It's just like she knocks Witherspoon down. Aftershock. Okay, so then, oh boy, Rizzo and Scooter. So Scooter's upset because the lawyer took $1,000 from him, and this I don't think they're clever enough to make this joke, but I just made this fun connection. I thought it was kind of funny. He took $1,000 and led me to a hair salon, and I got this.
Saul Goodman. That's exactly what I was thinking.
That's what I was thinking. I don't think it's intentional though.
Well, wouldn't it be great if we had a Bob Odenkirk in character as Saul Goodman in the show?
Tiki, don't tease me like that, because I would love that so much.
I know.
Oh my God, it'd be so hilarious.
What? Tell me.
If Miss Piggy needed legal representation, so Kermit the Frog,
Better Call Saul,
homaging the first scene between Walter White and Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad. Oh, no. Kermit the Frog goes down there to get help. He wants to do it incognito.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm just saying, Kermit the Frog being the Walter White in the situation, asking for Saul Goodman's help would be hilarious.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, all right. So basically,
I got a haircut, and they upsold me a tube of product. I don't even know to put it wet or dry. I'm freaking out. This is awful.
So again, I want to point out, Scooter's okay in this stuff. He's obviously upset. Rizzo is just killing this story for me.
Well, I have an Uncle Angelo. He's a private investigator. He's got
no more. No, I'm going with the insurance. And then, the first time I saw this, I read it as something much worse than it actually was. But rewatching it, actually, at first I thought he was saying, look, at least you can do is apologize and go 50-50 on me. But that's what I thought it was initially. With the damage, I'm saying, someone get a trap. Oh my God. But then, no, it's actually saying, at least you can do is I was just trying to help you. At least you can do is apologize and go 50-50 with me on this time. You're still equally douchey, but not as bad as the original.
Food, drinks, all included.
Seriously, what a prick that Rizzo. In this episode, he's such a prick. And again, I hate having to say that. I really do.
No, I hear you. Because he's more kind of the lovable a-hole more than anything else.
Yeah,
the lovable swindler.
Yeah, here he's just a big whopping a-hole.
Yeah.
Okay,
so here's a little bit of heart in the episode.
I knew where they were going with. I know what they're trying to do this scene. I didn't, but it doesn't hold a flicker compared to that first episode.
No, it doesn't. You're right. I am.
So take us through it.
So she's just she's really embarrassed. And
before that though, we have a really controversial gag. I think they're going too far on this one. I don't know.
What is the controversial gag?
I don't know. It's that kind of. Basically, Kermit and Piggy are walking through there too. They get to the little private moment they have. It's basically Kermit's. It sounds like it's such an over-exaggeration. He says it's the video of you two knocking over the house. It's the only video that can be watched in North Korea, aside from the great leader swing. That to me, that's unnecessary.
Oh, I missed that. I totally missed that.
Don't you think that's a bit much?
It is a low blow, yeah.
I'm just saying, first of all, it's just a knocking over. Again, it's not like the thing didn't even shatter; it just got knocked over. So it's not even that big a deal. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong; it's not a nice thing, especially to be caught on film. I mean, it's the only. You mean to tell me, out of all the silliness that goes on in the U.S. of A., in North Korea, Big Kimmy boy, he's laughing.
Kim. Did you really call him Big Kim? Oh my God. Oh dear.
He's laughing his head off at Miss Piggy and Reese Witherspoon knocking over a wall. You mean to tell me that's what he's allowing over there?
Big Kim. Wow.
Well, Big Kimmy boy.
Big Kimmy boy. Okay. No, I hear you. I mean, I totally missed that joke, but yeah, I agree with you. I'm not fond of it.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's an unnecessary exaggeration there, but it's like it's going for shock value. That's just cheap. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, it's like unnecessarily trying to be controversial. We're gonna get ratings with this line. We're gonna get attention.
Kind of like the Zoot thing.
You mean the other? Oh yeah, the second Zoot gag.
I mean, yeah, the one with the
the birthday card.
Yeah,
that's absolutely for shock value, not necessary. Yeah, you're absolutely
right.
Okay, so then Piggy gets in there. She's upset. Kermit's gonna recognize in this, and Kermit has real concerns, but Piggy feels embarrassed. Here's my problem. Here's the reason I don't buy into the emotion as I normally would with this: is that she hasn't learned a single thing. She's embarrassed. I have no words. It's just I
hear you. I hear you. I'm totally
You caused all this. You're embarrassed. Did Barbara write this episode? Is that what happened? Did Barbara write this episode?
Well, I know that Barbara's taking over for the technical difficulties. We know that much. So Barbara has something to do with this episode.
Anyway.
Damn it, Barbara.
Anyway, so Kermit, being the nice guy that he is, oh my god, this scene is directly lifted from Gotham. Oh my god. It's the Muppetized version of Gotham. Think about it. Our sane, rational character, our meager guy, trying to placate kind of this blonde bubblehead in the scene.
Oh my.
And it's not just Gotham, Tiki. It's Gotham and Breaking Bad. Same.
Yep.
Our meager, lovable character in the lead there is trying to placate just a bubble-headed blonde in a scene of like there's complaining, they're saying, "Oh, I'm so embarrassed." You say, "Well, look, it's fine."
You're right. I hear you.
Just Barbara did write this. Either Barbara or Skylar wrote this episode.
But I like how Kermit's trying to make up the excuses like sun poisoning, demonic possession, delusional dehydration. That sounds like a thing.
It's like, and Kermit's fine in this scene. Just Piggy's killing me. Those three characters are killing this episode. Okay, anyway, so let's see.
Well, after Reese Witherspoon and you were in together doesn't exist anymore.
That was funny.
When she suggests that Reese Witherspoon come back on the show so she can apologize.
Yeah. Anyway, so Miss Piggy then saying it's been a tough year for me. You bring it up with me. Let me fix this. And wait, you got your dog cosmetic surgery? Well, someone looked like my mom's dog. Just, not much of a gag. Basically saying that the dog needed cosmetic surgery because it looked like an older mom-like dog. It's silly.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry.
So, Fozzie's bombing on stage.
Give me a second.
Okay, want me to keep going?
Yeah.
So Fozzie is bombing on stage, and Becky's feeling Becky is feeling guilty, and making a room full of. Pepe has this really kind of funny line. Again, a bit of comedy coming from Pepe. You're saying, "Oh, he's making a room full of people miserable for you," which is kind of sweet. It's kind of romantic. It's nice. Anyway, so then you get a sweet bit here. Again, it's kind of sweet, but again, it's predictable as all get out. It's just her. Again, the big problem with this, it just gives Fozzie an excuse not to grow as a character, which is. Again, you need to set a status quo. I get that. You can't let Fozzie advance too much, but it's like, what we get in the post-credits in this episode just shows you he's not learned anything from this experience at all. Basically, she gives him like a nod saying, "Hey, it's okay." Basically saying, "Hey, Fozzie, any girlfriend jokes?" You just kind of giving him the okay. Take a few barbs. I mean, you're desperate. I get that. Not bride of comedian, but other the other in relationship, girlfriend of the comedian. I don't know why I had trouble with that. Anyways, then Fozzie wins back the crowd with some sweaty girlfriend jokes. Which, by the way, there was actually kind of a dirty one early on with that. Anyway, so let's see. So
Let's finish this up as quick as we can.
Oh, he'll be back. Oh, okay. Anyway, so then Pepe says, he's a fan of saltwater. Do you have a sister? Which is kind of dirty and funny, and coming from Pepe, it works. She just lifts Pepe, who's getting a little too close up to the side there. Okay, so anyway, we got Piggy and Reese Witherspoon, and Piggy's preparing her apology. They're doing kind of like an apology live on air, that sort of thing, kind of an Andy Kaufman-like stunt, and
very much so. Yes.
And Kermit's pleading that the words Piggy's about to respond with after Reese Witherspoon's apology are "I'm sorry." Then we get the other funniest line of the episode. The second funniest line of the episode is "If it's not," basically Kermit hopes the next two words are "I'm sorry." And then Sam Eagle, we pan to Sam Eagle holding a little button. They say, "If it's not, then I'm ready to bleep it. If it's not." That to me,
that's Sam's only moment in the episode, and it's perfect. It reminds me of Sam's moments in Muppet movies, like Muppet Takes Manhattan, like "You are all weirdos," or I'm sorry, Great Muppet Caper. I'm sorry.
So basically, this to the ending, not counting the post-credit scene, it works from this point forward.
Sure.
So then then Miss Piggy breaks into a musical number, which at first I liked a lot more than the other. The other half of this isn't bad or anything. I'm just saying I love the beginning of this. She says, I'm sorry. Kind of nice old. This is such a great Muppet number in a way. And then I've seen amazing puppetry here, which is one of the elements I like to see with this show. Some amazing puppetry.
Definitely.
Which, I mean, you don't remember she's moving and everything there. It's sublime, and they probably are cropping a guy out behind her or something, but it looks great. But seriously, it's very impressive. She's a living character. It's impressive. Again, I wish she was a better character this episode, so I can be all over this. But
and then she starts freestyling. So what do you think about that?
Well, it's not as good as the opening. I wish they just stuck to that opening style. I mean, I like basically if the song's in 3 sections, I like the middle section least, but I like the beginning. I like kind of the grand finale because all the glitter and stuff. It's like, yeah, okay, it's getting better. And Reese Witherspoon's genuinely impressed, and again, like it's a big blowout of a number, and that's how you apologize, Reese Witherspoon. I win.
Drop mic.
Yeah, drops the mic. Anyway, so.
She did make it very, very clear that she was sorry.
Now this made the negative stuff of the episode work a little more, not enough, but it made it work a little more. As Kermit's going to pay off here, saying, "But we could have built 2 houses for the cost of that number," which I thought was hilarious. Just pointing out, that's showing you this big. She's still good intentions, but not coming through it all in the end. So then we get the last unfunny gag of the episode. Fozzie and Becky, she realizes, Fozzie says, well, you know how important you are to me, that sort of thing, and say, well, the girlfriend of the comedian, you got to expect this sort of stuff. And then Fozzie just shows, how important you are to me, but look how big your feet are. And it's like you're on a ski lift. And then she says, okay, I'm done. And Fozzie, after the point she leaves, he still doesn't get it. He's just a dumb bear.
Yeah, which is a problem. That's definitely a problem.
I mean, couldn't have ended. What they could have done to end it a lot better, Tiki? He makes the feet joke at first, and then she just looks at him, just gives a little smile, like, "Oh, that silly bear."
You're right. That would have made all.
It could have ended right there, but it didn't. And he's frozen.
Am I?
No, now you're back.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, well that's the episode.
Yes, it was.
I wasn't too crazy about it. What about you?
I mean, I'd have to rewatch the Groban one to see if I like that or this better, but...
I mean, Groban one had cookies.
Yeah, I don't know. So far through 6 episodes, I think about 3 of them have been good and 3 of them have been kind of bad.
I mean, look at the Groban
5
episode.
episodes, I'm sorry.
So is this episode 5? I just want to make sure.
Let me see.
There's Pig Out, so.
It's 5, yes, it's 5.
Okay, it's 5.
Pig Out was 4.
Right. Anyway, what I'm saying is the Groban one was just a little, when you really look at Groban, it was unfocused and it was just short. Those are the 2 main problems of the Groban episode. This one had a lot more wrong with it than that.
If you think about it, it's kind of like the Star Trek thing where it's like every other episode is good. So we have the pilot, which was good.
Yeah.
We have Hostile Makeover, which wasn't that great.
3 was good.
Yeah, 3 was good.
But 4 was also good.
4 was awesome. Yeah, you're right. 4 was the best one.
It doesn't really work with the Star Trek thing.
No, you're right.
Once again, the Groban one had some gags, but it just was comparatively not good.
Yeah, I don't know.
This one was genuinely not good in the most part.
We've got some issues here. We've got some issues.
There is like 3 major issues. 3 major issues that crippled the episode. So unfortunately, folks, we waiting a week. Yeah, it's such a shame we had to wait a week for this one too.
Right.
The letdown, you know.
Uncle Deadly had some really good stuff.
He did.
Oh my boy.
Bobo, as always, and
Bobo,
then Sam Eagle had as Pepe and Sam Eagle. They were great too. It just it's not much.
Unfortunately, just the glue that holds the episode together just doesn't really stick.
I mean, Reese Witherspoon was wasted this episode. I hate to say it, she was wasted this episode.
She was wasted because it was basically just a recycled version of episode's 1 plot without nearly as much substance behind it.
Yeah, and again, if they keep doing this, I hope they don't keep doing this plotline of her having a grudge list of people in Hollywood that she's having on the show. Because again, it defeats the whole purpose of that first episode. If they do it over and over again, like she doesn't like this person, so why on earth would she have him on the show?
You're right, because the whole point of that first episode was like, oh man, she has a real reason to have a grudge against this person, and it makes sense from an emotional context.
Yeah.
So
okay.
All right. Speculation, really quick. Next episode is called The X Factor. We have a guest star that I'm excited about personally.
Who?
Kristen Chenoweth.
Oh, she's good.
Yeah, she is good. She is good. Most notable for Wicked, I think, but also in Pushing Up Daisies, stuff like that. Been in a lot of stuff. So she should be fun. She should be fun. But speculation on the title, I just think maybe we're going to get potentially some Denise again, maybe.
I don't know, maybe. I'm thinking like it might be like an X Factor parody. I don't know.
Like the show The X Factor?
I don't know. I'm saying with a title like that. I mean, you gotta, I don't know. Maybe that, but if it's X Factor...
It's the EX Factor.
Oh, there you go. I didn't know that. I thought, when you say it, I thought it was like X Factor. That's why I was thinking.
No, it's the X Factor.
Well, then of course Denise is going to factor into it.
Okay. Because she literally is the Factor.
Okay.
So we'll see how that goes.
I need to know.
It goes from one kind of sketchy episode to, hey, the return of Denise. So, okay.
But again, so far we're 3 for 5 in terms of good so far.
Yeah, you're right. So it's not terrible. And this show, I feel, does kind of still need to find its legging a little bit. So we'll see how it goes from here. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. All right. So with that in mind, wonderful. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I don't have the outro in front of me. I just have the intro. Isn't that great?
We have an unsavory episode, so we have unsavory ending.
You know what the best part is that I know it's literally the simplest outro in the world. Okay, hold on. So join us next time when we talk about the Muppet Show.
Again!
Yay! I have an associate's degree. I use a towel.